Hi friends, we're out Father's Day shopping and I feel like an underachiever because this is pretty last minute. Last night we spent 5 hours at the ER, well, me and one of my sons, and I've been sick this week, and then I was dumb and went for a walk without my anti-friction stuff. You know that story. So anyway, I usually go pretty out of my way and plan in advance for these things. So I'm feeling a little sad and not knowing what to get him, so we're going to explore. I ran into a friend. What do you want for Father's Day? Tell me what to get my husband.
Food.
What kind?
Fried chicken.
Okay.
That's what Howard wants. Fried
Like
chicken and potato
homemade?
salad, yes.
Yeah.
You're tall. It's hard to make a video with tall people. I'm like, here's the top of my head, and here's Howie. He doesn't actually go by. He doesn't go by Howie, but I call him Howie for fun.
She does. Yeah,
that was his name in his early days.
Yeah.
That's what
we would carpool and chant his name while he was getting in the car. Like Howie, Howie, Howie.
Yeah, I only let certain people get away with it.
Like me, I get away with it. We are going to make Father's Day s'mores. If you haven't had s'mores with Reese's peanut butter cups, you are deprived. That's all I'm saying. Is he into sparkly mushrooms? I like these path lights, but does he like path lights? Okay. How about a pretty garden hat?
Okay,
Howie just told us what he wants.
I want world peace.
Okay.
That's all I want.
Let's start with Sabrina. Sabrina, will you stop whining about everything?
Sabrina, you don't whine, do you?
That's gonna make her whine.
Don't say that.
Earplugs?
Yeah.
For because of her?
Yeah, because when Sabrina screams.
Birdseed?
Yeah.
It's around here somewhere. Probably not the poison section. Thanks for the input. That was helpful. We don't have a bug swatter.
This one might actually last.
Bug swatter.
Every dad wants one of these.
I want one of those.
These are manly. And we found some new toothbrushes for Sabrina. She keeps losing them.
Hey, stop!
She loves the Trolls movie, but she calls it Puppy.
Complaining that it's not big enough.
It's starting to get hot out, and he wants a giant water bottle.
Like, I'll wait, I'll see it on the ground and
I want one.
That's like a straw. That's stupid.
They are expensive.
Yeah, those are
But do you
$25.
see how long they stay cold?
How long?
24 hours.
Fake.
They stay hot 8 hours.
We'll have to contemplate this one.
You should put some ramen in there.
I would totally do it.
Put ramen in there?
No.
That is expensive, but he doesn't have air conditioning in his truck, and for the days where he has to use his truck for work, that might be worth it to him. This is a hard decision.
We're not opening it yet.
Sure, is this your 2DS stylus?
No.
We just found these empty toothpaste boxes in this microwave. Apparently someone, I guess, just stole the tubes of toothpaste.
You don't have any
Interesting.
shoes.
They don't have donuts, and they don't have the Henry Weinhardt's root beer that we wanted to get him. This is lame. They have boxes of donuts in these carts, but they're not on the displays yet.
You're heavy.
How do we access the donuts?
Oh.
You could ask somebody who works here for help.
We just... The maple bars are in there. Glazed twist.
Dinner, I want ribs. Yay!
We're gonna do steak with sauteed mushrooms. Well, I asked someone in the bakery and they won't open the donut boxes even though it's Father's Day tomorrow. They showed us some day-old donuts that don't look good at all and they have weird flavors. I feel disappointed. I mean, nothing is very inspiring here, so we thought he might like a family trip to the movies or something. We don't usually do that. But by family, we mean without Sabrina, because she'll ruin it. We're gonna get these caramel M&Ms and his favorites, peanut and original. You guys, we have achieved donuts. We walked by this awesome guy and he asked if we were finding everything okay. And I said, well, our only issue is that we can't get to the donuts that are in the boxes. And we asked the bakery lady and she said we couldn't have them, but she showed us some day-old donuts that did not look good. So he was in the middle of getting some for us, and she looked really grumpy and made this comment that I had already asked her. Well, I didn't go hunt him down and ask him. He asked and I answered. So he says he's the boss and he can do that if he wants to. So he said if he put these out tonight, they would sell. I'm like, yeah, because it's Father's Day, right? Yes, it's Father's Day. Let the fathers have donuts.
Yeah.
Today is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, everyone. I'm still feeling giddy that I got Fred Meyer to break their sacred donut protocol. You know, I think Andrew is probably a father, and he knew that stale pink donuts with coconut would be an insult to fathers everywhere. He was funny. He said, oh, you can feel how fresh these are. And I said, oh, are they still warm? And he said, no, they're just very soft. You should probably eat one on the way home. I like that guy. He's my new favorite. Oh, I didn't tell you why I went to the ER with my son. A few days ago, I found myself telling him he needed to drink more water and asked him to make sure that he brought a lot with him for his field trip, which they have the day before the last day of school. They go to this lake all day. And it wasn't really going to be hot out, but I think they do a lot of running around and stuff. And the last day of school came, and I thought maybe we would do something fun later, like go get frozen yogurt. And he came inside bawling, saying that he had sharp pain in the side of his head, and told me he passed out in the front yard. So, of course, that was very concerning. I rushed him to the emergency room, and they didn't tell me what his temp was when we got there, but if they had told me it was 100.5, I could have told them, okay, I'm pretty sure he's coming down with something, because normal for me and my kids is about 97.6. So that is a fever for him. And we all had a virus recently. Some of us had it in different ways, but he tends to be pretty interesting when it comes to getting sick. Sometimes he'll skip the normal illnesses and he'll do something bizarre, like when he was 8, he got croup for the first time, and it was so serious he was on the verge of being hospitalized. So that was bizarre. I didn't know a kid that old could get it. I won't tell you what happened to him last summer. He'd probably kill me. Anyway, because of his symptoms, they felt it necessary to do a CAT scan to check for a brain bleed, an MRI to check for a brain tumor. They did an EKG, lab work, and they also gave him an IV with some medication in case he had a migraine. And I have to be careful to drink a lot of water or I get more migraines, especially when it starts getting hot out. I've never known him to have a migraine. I started getting headaches after I had a concussion as a kid, and I went through a lot of tests, and I remember the worried look on my mom's face. And so I knew that most likely this was not something super serious, but I found myself thinking a lot. This happens to families every day where they get devastating news, and how would I handle this? And could I be strong for my son, especially being alone because my husband couldn't be there at the moment. I thought about my friend and her daughter who fell out of a chair when she was 18 months old, and they didn't know at the moment it was because she had a seizure. And the swelling was really bad, and they had to remove part of her skull and discovered a huge tumor. So I really didn't feel like I could complain about the ER visit because we got to go home and resume life as normal. Our lives weren't turned upside down. My friend's daughter had to have chemo, and months later, when they attempted to put a plate in her head, it got infected, so they had to remove it. And then they tried again, and once again it got infected, and they had to remove it again. And so her sweet daughter had to wear a helmet a lot until finally they tried it, I think, a third time, and they were finally successful. Now she can grow her hair out, and she's also had clean scans and has been cancer-free for a good while. And as for spending time with my dad on Father's Day, I can't go over there because I'm sick. His white count's down, and it's just too risky. He won't be able to handle getting sick. So, other times he doesn't feel up to even doing anything with anyone because he's exhausted. It's kind of frustrating because you don't know what's going to happen in the future, and you want to spend as much time together as you can. But on the other hand, it's hard for us to be together. Normally my mom and I would make dinner. I'd probably bring over one of my giant salads, and we would play games and stuff. So I hope you have a wonderful Father's Day. I hope those of you who have your dads in your life, I hope you get to spend time with them. And this is going to be a two-parter, I guess, because I want to show you what I'm making for dinner. My friend Yvonne taught me how to make this steak topping years ago, and it tastes amazing. So we're just going to enjoy some time at home today and just make a nice dinner for my husband. We'll make some s'mores at the fire pit and just be grateful that we still have him around. Thanks for watching. More later.